The Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is an ongoing war over land, identity, and sovereignty in the Middle East. It has caused great human suffering and geopolitical conflict for many years because it arises with an internet of political, religious, and historical complexities that cannot be resolved. In this video, we will discuss the history of Israel and Palestine. If you want more such informative videos, subscribe to the channel so that such mind-blowing videos. Early history. The conflict traces its origins to the late 19th and early 20th centuries, when waves of Jewish immigrants began settling in Palestine, then part of the Ottoman Empire, driven by the Zionist movement's aim to establish a Jewish homeland. This influx controlled tensions with the Arab population, resulting in outbreaks of violence and clashes over land ownership. British Order period. Following World War I, the League of Nations granted Britain an order to administer Palestine. In the resultant years, Britain faced increasing pressure from Jewish and Arab communities, each seeking national aspirations. The Balfour Declaration of 1917, promising support for a Jewish homeland, further intensified tensions between the two groups. Partition and the creation of Israel. As Jewish immigration surged as a result of the Holocaust, the United Nations proposed a partition plan in 1947, recommending the division of Palestine into separate Jewish and Arab states. Despite objections from the Arab world, the plan was adopted, leading to the establishment of the State of Israel in 1948. Arab nations rejected the partition, sparking the First Arab-Israeli War. Arab-Israeli Wars. The creation of Israel triggered waves of displacement and violence, resulting in the Palestinian migration known as the Nakba catastrophe. Arab-Israeli conflicts erupted in 1956, 1967, and 1973, further shaping the landscape of the region and deepening animosity between Israelis and Palestinians. The Six-Day War of 1967 proved mainly fundamental, resulting in Israel's occupation of the West Bank, Gaza Strip, and East Jerusalem. Occupation and settlements. Israel's occupation of Palestinian territories following the Six-Day War has been a central point of contention in the conflict. The construction of Israeli settlements in the occupied territories, considered illegal under international law, has fired Palestinian anger and hindered efforts toward peace. The issue of settlements remains a major problem to resolving the conflict. Intifadas and peace efforts. The late 20th century saw two Palestinian risings, known as intifadas, against Israeli occupation and perceived injustices. These popular movements galvanized international attention and prompted efforts to negotiate a peaceful resolution. The Oslo Accords of the 1990s aimed to establish a framework for Palestinian self-governance, but subsequent breakdowns in negotiations and continued violence stalled progress. Gaza Strip and Hamas. The Gaza Strip, controlled by the militant group Hamas since 2007, has been a flashpoint in the conflict. Israeli military operations and blockades have led to humanitarian crises, while Hamas rocket attacks on Israeli communities have perpetuated cycles of violence and retaliation. Efforts to broker truces and long-term solutions have been elusive. Two-state solution and challenges. The concept of a two-state solution, imagining an independent Palestinian state alongside Israel, has been widely permitted as a path to peace. However, the expansion of Israeli settlements, security concerns, and divergent political agendas have stuck to the realization of this goal. The status of Jerusalem, claimed as a capital by both Israelis and Palestinians, remains a deeply contentious issue. International involvement and diplomatic initiatives. Numerous international actors, including the United States, the European Union, and the United Nations, have sought to facilitate peace negotiations and mediate the conflict. Diplomatic initiatives such as the Camp David Summit, the Annapolis Conference, and the Paris Peace Conference have aimed to bridge divides and advance a transferred settlement. but progress has been indefinable. Conclusion. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict remains a complex and deeply entrenched issue with profound implications for regional stability and global security. Resolving the conflict will require bold leadership, genuine dialogue, and a commitment to addressing the core complaints and aspirations of both Israelis and Palestinians. Only through concerted efforts and mutual recognition can peace be achieved in the region.